past number of weeks, Canadian security agencies have been actively pursuing credible allegations of a potential link between agents of the government of India and the killing of a Canadian citizen, Hardeep Singh Nijjar.
And as of today, and as a consequence, we've expelled a top Indian diplomat from Canada.
Canada provokes India yet another time. India-Canada bilateral relationship has hit a headwind after Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau claimed a potential link between the Indian government and the killing of a Khalistani terrorist Hardeep Singh Nijjar in June this year. The Indian government has strongly dismissed the Canadian government's accusations and called it as absurd. Amid escalating tensions with India, Trudeau has stated that he is not looking to provoke India or escalate tensions, but wants New Delhi to take the killing of a Sikh separatist with utmost seriousness. After Canada expelled an Indian diplomat following Trudeau's remark, the Indian government asked a Canadian diplomat to leave India within 5 days as the Canadian High Commissioner was summoned by Ministry of External Affairs. Official reactions from US, UK and Australia have been very cautious. Without mentioning India, all these statements have broadly expressed deep concern and called for the legal process to continue in Canada.
As I've said, India, the government of India, needs to take this matter with the utmost seriousness. We are doing that. We are not looking to provoke or escalate. We are simply laying out the facts as we understand them, and we want to work with the government of India to lay everything clear and to ensure that there is proper.
I would utilize the remarks made by the spokesperson to say that the allegations are completely absurd, that India does not have a policy of assassination either within its soil or outside. In fact, on the contrary, we have been asking for the extradition of this internationally known terrorist since 2020, and the Canadian government refused to extradite him, although we had produced evidence. Therefore, to insinuate that the government of India in any way could have masterminded or orchestrated the assassination of this terrorist is a charge that has been completely challenged and rebutted.
For the Canadians, there has been a persistent but unconfirmable rumor, a story, if you like, within the Khalistani community in Canada, which, as you know, is large and very active, that this was not some local gangland killing as it first appeared, but rather that it was a state-sponsored assassination by the Indian government. Now, they were not able to produce any evidence of this, which didn't stop them making the accusation loudly and often. How can he do this without revealing his evidence? I don't think he can, because I think that what's going to happen tomorrow and the next day and the next day is the pressure is going to mount to say, well, what is this evidence? Why do you say these allegations are credible?
Government of India has strongly rejected the accusation made by Prime Minister Justin Trudeau regarding the involvement of Government of India in the killing of Khalistani separatist leader Hardeep Singh Nijjar. Post this statement by Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, Foreign Minister of Canada made statement announcing the expulsion of senior Indian diplomat in Canada. Indian side has strongly rejected the accusation made by Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, calling it absurd and motivated. Indian side also mentioned that how this is an attempt to shift focus from the issue of Khalistani terrorists and anti-India forces living in Canada. Also, Indian side, in a quid pro quo manner, summoned Canadian High Commissioner to India, and perhaps he was conveyed that that Indian government is also expelling a senior diplomat at Canadian High Commission who was involved with the intelligence wing. And now India has given time to the Canadian diplomat for 5 days to leave the country. Right now we are reporting from outside the High Commission of Canada, and this entire stretch has been cordoned off. The security has been briefed because there is an input that some nationalist groups can come to protest at the doors of the High Commission, and this is perhaps the reason that this entire stretch has been cordoned off.
Well, we are staying with the same story. We have received a major development as far as Justin Trudeau's remarks against India and India's response is concerned. We have a stern response coming in from US's side towards Canada. Now, according to the reports that we have just received, the United States has refused to join Canada in announcing the results of a probe into the killing of a Sikh leader in Canada, stating that it is underscoring the lens the Biden administration has gone to avoid antagonizing India. That's the word coming in from US's side as far as the accusations from Justin Trudeau against India is concerned. I have CNN News 18's Abhishek Jha joining me early this morning to give us more details about that. Abhishek, over to you.
So we have seen that Justin Trudeau, Canadian Prime Minister, had expressed his desire that the issues will be raised at the G7 meeting, and the group of leaders who have been acting like a bloc, and Melania Jolie, the Canadian Foreign Minister, has also raised the issue that she will be raising this issue in New York among the G7 group members, the alleged role of Indian agencies in killing of Niger. But it doesn't look like there have been many takers, at least for now, because we have seen some statements coming from US, UK and Australia also, where the countries have expressed their deep concern over the alleged links or alleged evidences that Canada has called for the role of Indian agencies, but they have avoided taking names of India or mentioning Indians in their references. And also now it is being reported by Washington Post that Joe Biden administration has avoided being part of that joint, probe or joint communication where Canadian Prime Minister wanted G7 members to be part of that, announcing the result of a probe into the killing of Niger. So clearly, the kind of diplomatic relationship India has with other G7 members other than Canada is working in that direction, where the countries are not going to be swayed by what Canada has only been saying. Remember, even now, Canadian Prime Minister has not given any evidence of his alleged links that he has been saying about the Indian agency's role in killing of Niger. In fact, Canadian opposition leaders are also demanding more facts and more evidences, because whatever Canadian Prime Minister has so far said, it is just his statement. There has not been any substantiation of the allegation that he has put against India, and this is one of the reasons why countries have been very cautious about expressing their concern or reacting on something that Canadian Prime Minister has been urging against India.
Well, Abhishek, thank you so much for bringing in all those crucial details. We'll keep coming back to you for more updates on that story.